The 1977 Elmvale Merchants Men's Basketball Championship team. In 1977, on a cold and wet Thanksgiving weekend, this team became the first and only Elmvale men's team to win an Ontario Amateur Softball Championship. They traveled to Hearst, Ontario to play the Northern Ontario Champs and won the best of 3 championships 2 games to 1. I remember the fire trucks meeting them at the old Elmvale Lumber Mill on the way back into town, and a big party later at the community hall, and it was quite an event. It's with great pride that Springwater Sports Heritage inducts the 1977 Elmvale Merchants Men's Basketball Championship team into the Springwater Sports Heritage Hall of Fame. Kent Fay and Paul Priest, representing 2 of our sponsors, Diamond Head Sprinklers and Sexton's Mechanical, respectively, will present the team inductees. Awards to the team members or their delegates. And here they are. Lou Belcourt, Carl Edwards, Don Fleming, Don's wife Mary will be up here, Brian Handy, Chuck Jordan, Paul Marley, Bill McClung, Bill's wife Edna, Doug McMahon, Don Ritchie, Danny Rowett, and Paul Rowett. Paul was the coach. Joan Rowett will be up for them. Mike Towns, Dan Turner, Gary Turner, who did get a hit in that series. I know, just get mad at my cousin, not me. And Lou Turner. Gary Turner will be up here for Lou. Bill Williams, Keith Williams, and Bill's going to be up here on behalf of Keith. Please come up. Lou Belcourt will be speaking on their behalf. Gary never did have to stick up for himself with Marlene around.
I had the privilege when I first came into the Barrie League to play against a bunch of these guys, and they are a lot of quality ball players up here, like really good. And but I think the best was Gary Turner. It pains me as a Minnesink fastball player to turn a perfectly good award over to an Elmvale team. But on behalf of the staff of Sexton's Mechanical, I congratulate the Elmvale Merchants on being inducted into the Springwater Sports Heritage Hall of Fame. Gotta get a nickname. I'll turn it over to Ken.
I would just like to say one word about Tom McGinnis. Ever since I left him the job of taking over in third base, and I left him with a hell of an average. And a few years later, it went down 140 points. Whatever, Tom.
First coming when you need them. Anyway, on behalf of everyone up here, I would like to thank the Springwater Sports Hall of Fame for deeming us worthy of being included in this prestigious Hall of Fame. We're very appreciative of it, and I would like to, on behalf of everyone here, also congratulate all the other inductees. We're very humbled to be included in such great company. I was very happy to hear the induction of so many that came before us, and now rest in peace. They're the initiators of sports in Springwater, and by including them in the Sports Hall of Fame, will ensure that their legacy will not be diminished or forgotten, and that's wonderful. The board, I want to say thanks to Larry and all his people. Sitting on one of the committees, I know how hard and industrious they work, along with Faye Stone. It's an incredible amount of work and the vision that 1 year ago, this was only a concept. Now, in fact, it's a reality. Thanks to them. Congratulations, you guys. Good job, well done. Just a little short history of our trip to winning the All-Ontario. Back in the day, Northern Ontario and Southern Ontario were divided into regions, and you had to win your region to advance to the next region. So we won about 2 or 3, I can't remember, it's a long time ago. But 2 series stand out in my mind. One was the Ontario semifinals in Southern Ontario. We played against Verona, a team just north of Kingston. We 2 out of 3 in those days, and we're supposed to play the 3rd game in neutral grounds in the Oshawa area, if it came to that. We won our first game. I don't know what the score was. The second game, we're locked in a real tight battle, 0-0, and we were robbed in that game by an umpire's decision, unless they put the foul pole in the wrong place. It didn't help that Elmvale's catcher was kind of verbose. In fact, White Mouse, who shall remain nameless, and was tossed out of the game by the umpire. Justifiably so, by the way. Anyway, we did prevail in the 3rd game thanks to the efforts of Alan McNabb. They tried to make us play this again after losing the game there, which wasn't the agreement. But thanks to Alan, our convener in this area, we prevailed and we beat them in Grafton near Oshawa. Then we played Caledonia, and we won the first, lost the second. The 3rd was played neutral grounds in Etobicoke. And I remember that game because it was played on the Thursday night before Thanksgiving. And that game went 18 innings, where we finally prevailed. It didn't help. The lights went out halfway through the game, and we extended our stay there much longer. And if you know the Elmvale team, they partied when they got home. And the next night, we had to jump on a bus and travel all night to Hearst, and arriving there the next day. And I was amazed at how cold it was, wet snow and whatnot blowing, and watching those Hearst guys come out with short sleeves. And we had parkas on almost. But anyway, we were lucky enough to prevail there and win the Ontario Championship. And we're very proud of that achievement. And we thank the Springwater Hall of Fame for recognizing it also. I'd also like to thank the families of the players. We were also playing in a very league, I forget which one, that was a senior intermediate. But anyway, you play in your own league, you play OSA, you're going 4, 5, 6 nights a week. So you had to have very supportive spouses and whatnot. Most of us had young children. So they deserve a lot of credit. And people, many of these people were on our executive. We wouldn't be up here without them, because, we win in Etobicoke on Thursday night. You have to make plans for busing, travel, accommodation for the next night. It wasn't easy, and they came through in flying colors. So I want to thank them personally. So thank you very much for this wonderful evening.
Too bad they didn't have video replay back then, eh, Lou?